summer when I was tutoring, I had a parent come up to me and say, Erin, what is my child's reading level? Are they a B? Are they a D? Are they an F? I need to know what level they are. What letter are they? And I actually had to tell this parent, I don't assess for reading levels. I don't use that leveled system because it's ineffective, it doesn't work, and it doesn't make sense. In case you don't know me, my name is Erin. I'm from littleselflearning.com. I'm a former classroom teacher. I have my master's degree in early childhood education, and I spend my time educating parents and other teachers how to teach kids to read correctly and effectively based on the science of reading. And what I can tell you is that leveling our kids based on those letters, A, B, C, D, is not effective and it's not correct. That leveling system is really left over from this idea of balanced literacy, this idea that kids are going to pick up reading because we read to them, because we expose them to good literature, because we're teaching them some phonics, but most of it has to do with memorizing sight words, memorizing patterns in books, and that's how we thought we were supposed to teach kids how to read. That is absolutely not how kids learn to read, according to the science, and the science comes from all different scientific disciplines, including neurobiology, not just educational research. And so now we have all of this information on how to teach kids to read correctly, and that leveled reading system does not align with the science of reading. Here's why. If your child has ever come home with a leveled book, like a level A, B, C, D, and you look at that book, what you're going to find is that a lot of words in that book cannot be read by your child. They can't decode the word. The word is going to have advanced phonics patterns. It's going to have skills that they haven't learned yet. But the reason that these publishers include the words in the book is because they're not expecting the kids to decode them. They're expecting the kids to use the picture cues and the context of the story to figure out the word without actually reading it, which is so bonkers if you think about it, that publishers are putting words in books that they know kids can't read, but they expect kids to figure it out using another way, like a picture or a context clue. So let me give you an example. If your child had come home with a level A or a level B book, you might have seen a pattern in that book, something like this. This is a blank. And on every page, it has the same words. This is a blank. And the blank word was usually not decodable. So this is a giraffe. This is a city. This is a gorilla. There is no way your child in kindergarten or even first grade would be able to decode those words because they haven't learned all of the phonics skills they would need, such as when C is going to represent the S sound, or Y in gorilla, the OR is representing There are so many advanced phonics patterns in those words. But publishers would say, you know what? We're going to put a picture in there. They can use the picture clue. That's going to help them learn how to read because they're paying attention to the beginning of the word and they're going to find the picture to help them. That is absolutely not how kids learn to read. So we don't want to do that. The other problem is that kids would memorize the pattern. This is a blank. So they wouldn't even have to look at the words to read the book. Once they had it memorized, they could read it with their eyes closed. And there were some kids who said, hey, check me out. I can read with my eyes closed. That's not reading. What science is showing us is that reading involves knowing the sounds of the letters, putting those sounds together, we blend them together to read the word. And you might be thinking, okay, but once we blend it to read the word and we memorize it, we read it as a whole word. But that's actually not true. Our brains do not store words as visual pictures. We store them as audio files. And the audio files have been matched to these printed pictures, these graphemes, which is why we know the word automatically. We can read it by sight because we have the audio files in our brain and we know that they're matched to the letters. So the leveling system, when we used to level kids, it wasn't based on phonics pattern. So that's what I'm trying to communicate in this video, is that it is absolutely useless. And if your child's school is still doing that, that is not the information you want. So what information do you want? I'm so happy you asked. You want to know your child's phonics skills. What phonics skills have they learned so far? Have they learned VC words? Have they learned CVC words? Do they know their short vowels? Do they know their long vowels? What about digraphs? Which digraphs have they learned? Can they blend words that have more than one consonant in the beginning, like CCV words? Can they blend words that have more than one consonant at the end, like CVCC words? That's the information that you want. You don't want to know what letter they are because that doesn't help you at all. But what does help you is to know what level they're at phonics-wise, what skills they have mastered phonics-wise. That's what you want to know. So when parents come to me and say, Erin, my child is struggling, I want to know, what are they struggling with? Are they struggling with CVC words? Are they struggling with digraphs? Are they struggling knowing the difference between short vowels and long vowels? What is the phonics pattern that they're struggling with? That way we can move them along the continuum of the phonics skills. The same is true for when a parent tells me, Erin, my child is reading. That's so awesome. I'm so excited for them. What are they reading? Are they reading CVC words? Are they reading digraphs? Are they reading short vowels or long vowels? Do they know vowel teams? Do they know blends? There are so many phonics patterns that we need to teach our children that when you say your child is struggling or you say your child is reading, it doesn't give us the whole picture. We need the whole picture based on their phonics skills. We need to know what phonics skills they know, what phonics skills they're struggling with, and that's where we're going to help them. If we only know that they're a letter J, that doesn't tell us anything. That just tells us that probably they've memorized the books to get to the letter J. We need to know the phonics skills that they know so that we can move them along the continuum. In my program, where I teach parents how to teach their children how to read, I have a scope and sequence. My program is called Play for Reading Success, and you can see that it's broken down. I show which letters to teach first and which digraphs, and we're going to go in order, a systematic, explicit approach. So if a child is struggling, I will know what they're struggling with. Are they struggling with the sound for letter H? Are they struggling once they got down here to the digraphs? Are they struggling because they can do a CVC word like cat, but they can't do something more complex like clap? I'm going to know about their phonemic awareness skills, which is the ability to blend orally. I'm going to know all of this because I'm going in an explicit order. It's not random, and it has nothing to do with pictures. It has nothing to do with using cues or context or other types of clues. It only has to do with their phonics skills so that I know where they are on the continuum and I can move them along that continuum. That's what you want to know for your child as well. So if you are saying my child is struggling, I want you to stop and I want you to think, what are they struggling with? You're going to need to give them some sort of assessment. I do have an assessment available that I will link down below if you're interested, but you're going to need to give them some sort of assessment so you know what are they actually struggling with so that you can help them and you can move them along that phonics continuum. If this topic interests you and you'd like to learn more about why these leveled systems just do not work, I'm going to link a few resources down below. The first one is a podcast called Sold a Story by the journalist Emily Hanford. She is phenomenal and she has done a great job exposing the problems in education, teaching our children how to read. And that is going to show you and explain to you why these leveled systems and that idea of balanced literacy does not work. We need to move away from that and move towards this explicit, systematic approach to teaching reading. The other thing I'm going to link down below is a YouTube video called The Purple Challenge, and it's a very eye-opening video about these leveled books and how a child without seeing the pictures is not going to be able to read those leveled books because they're not able to decode all of the words. And if they can't decode the words, they're using the picture clues to help them, but if there are no picture clues, they can't decode the word, then they're not going to understand. So that's a really eye-opening video. It was done by a parent. She was trying to help her child learn how to read. And so I hope you take the time to watch it because it is going to show you the problem with these leveled books and asking for a child's reading level. I hope this information has been helpful for you today. If you have any questions about this or anything else I share when it comes to teaching your child to read, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm over on my website, littleslovelearning.com. You can always leave a comment down below. I get back to all of my comments. Or you can find me on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Littlest Love Learning Blog. I would love to help you and connect with you so I can support you on this journey to teach your child how to read. Until the next video, have a great day. Bye.